Hello, and welcome back to our All Old Rare Coins channel, where we dive into the fascinating stories behind coins and currency from around the world. Today, we're unraveling the mystery of a seemingly ordinary coin that could be worth far more than its face value, the USA quarter dollar from 2014. At first glance, the 2014 quarter might not seem remarkable. You might find it nestled among spare change in a drawer, rattling around in your car cup holder, or even forgotten in a piggy bank. But what if I told you that a special version of this coin could be worth tens of thousands of dollars? That's right, this everyday piece of currency holds the potential to be a rare and valuable collector's item. Let's start with the design. The 2014 quarter belongs to the America the Beautiful series, which features unique designs representing national parks and historical sites from across the United States. In 2014, the series included 5 different designs, each honoring a significant location: Great Smoky Mountains in Tennessee, Shenandoah in Virginia, Arches in Utah, Great Sand Dunes in Colorado, and Everglades in Florida. These designs are miniature masterpieces, showcasing the stunning landscapes and wildlife that make these places iconic. But what makes this particular year and coin so special? Collectors and enthusiasts alike are always on the lookout for coins with specific characteristics. Rare minting errors, unique die varieties, and low mintage coins are just a few of the factors that can skyrocket the value of a seemingly ordinary quarter. One such example is the Great Smoky Mountains quarter, where some coins were struck with rare doubling on the obverse. That's the side with George Washington's portrait. This doubling can be seen in the details of Washington's face, the inscriptions, or even the date. Such errors are known as double die coins and are highly sought after by collectors. Another factor to consider is the condition of the coin. Coins graded as MS-65 or higher, that's mint state, meaning flawless or nearly flawless condition, can command incredible premiums in the market. Imagine finding one of these gems tucked away in a jar of loose change, but wait, there's more. Some 2014 quarters were struck at the San Francisco Mint and feature a special S mint mark. These coins were not released into general circulation and were instead sold in sets to collectors. While these aren't exactly rare, finding one in pristine condition can still fetch a good price. Now, the question you've been waiting for: just how much could a 2014 quarter be worth? While most are only worth their face value of 25 cents, certain rare examples have sold for jaw-dropping sums at auctions. If you're lucky enough to come across a 2014 quarter with a significant mint error or in an exceptional state of preservation, it could be worth as much as $30,000. Yes, you heard that right, $30,000. So, the next time you're sifting through your pocket change, take a closer look. That quarter you've been using to pay for parking or laundry might just be the ticket to a small fortune. Keep an eye out for those rare designs, mint marks, and errors, because every coin has a story, and some stories are worth far more than you could imagine. Next, we're diving into the world of one of America's most iconic coins, the USA quarter dollar minted between 1791 and 2001. It's more than just pocket change, it's a piece of history that could be hiding a fortune in plain sight. The USA quarter has a legacy that spans over 2 centuries. From its early days in the late 18th century to the state quarters introduced in the 1990s, this coin has witnessed the evolution of the United States. But what makes some of these quarters worth more than others? That's what we're here to explore. Let's start with the early years. The first quarters were struck in 1796, but the groundwork was laid earlier with the Coinage Act of 1792. These early quarters, known as draped bust quarters, are among the rarest and most valuable. Produced in very small quantities, these coins are prized for their historical significance and stunning designs. The draped bust quarters feature Lady Liberty on the obverse and a small eagle on the reverse. Their rarity and connection to the nation's founding make them a collector's dream. Moving forward, we enter the 20th century, where the Standing Liberty and Washington quarters take center stage. The Standing Liberty quarter, minted from 1916 to 1930, is celebrated for its intricate design and symbolism. Some coins from this series, like the 1916 version, are especially valuable due to their low mintage numbers and high demand among collectors. Then came the Washington quarter in 1932, which remains the standard design to this day. While most Washington quarters are only worth their face value, some specific years and mint marks hold incredible value. For instance, the 1932 D and 1932 S quarters are extremely rare and can fetch high prices if they are in pristine condition, but perhaps the most well-known era for the quarter is the State Quarters program, launched in 1999. This program produced unique designs for each state, from Delaware to Hawaii, and quickly became a favorite among collectors. Some state quarters have errors that make them especially valuable. For example, the Wisconsin quarter from 2004 has a famous extra leaf error on the corn stalk, which can increase its worth significantly. Now, let's talk about the ultimate prize: rare minting errors and coins in mint condition. Coins with errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or missing letters can be worth far more than their face value. These mistakes occur during the production process and are highly sought after by collectors for their rarity and uniqueness. Condition also plays a major role. Coins graded as MS-65 or higher, meaning they are in near-perfect condition, can command sky-high prices. Imagine finding an old quarter in your collection that looks as flawless as the day it was minted. That alone could make it worth thousands of dollars. So, how much could one of these special USA quarters from 1791 to 2001 be worth? While most are worth their face value, certain rare examples have sold for astonishing sums at auction. If you're lucky enough to discover a pristine quarter with a rare minting error or a historically significant version, it could be worth as much as $50,000. That's right, $50,000. Now, we're focusing on the USA quarter dollar minted between 1818 and 2003. These coins, spanning nearly 2 centuries, hold a rich legacy and, in some cases, staggering value. What if a quarter in your possession could be worth a life-changing amount? Stick around to find out. Let's start with the early years. In 1818, the United States Mint was producing capped bust quarters. These coins are easily recognized by their bold design, featuring a portrait of Lady Liberty wearing a cap with "Liberty" inscribed. The reverse showcases a proud eagle holding an olive branch and arrows, symbolizing peace and strength. These quarters were struck in small quantities compared to modern production numbers, making them rare today. If you happen to find a capped bust quarter in good condition, you're already looking at a valuable piece of American history. Fast forward to the mid-19th century, and we have the seated Liberty quarters, introduced in 1838 and minted until 1891. This series saw several changes over its run, including the addition of arrows by the date in 1853 to indicate a change in weight. Seated Liberty quarters are highly sought after, especially those with low mintages or unique design variations. A key date to watch for is 1873, particularly the closed 3 variety, which is incredibly rare and worth a significant amount to collectors. As we move into the 20th century, the design evolved again, with the introduction of the Barber quarter in 1892. Named after its designer, Charles E. Barber, this coin featured a profile of Liberty on the obverse and a majestic eagle on the reverse. While these coins were minted until 1916, certain years, like the 1901 S. Barber quarter, are considered holy grails among collectors due to their rarity. In 1916, the Standing Liberty quarter replaced the Barber design. This coin, minted until 1930, is one of the most beautiful in American coinage history. However, its early years, particularly the 1916 version, are extremely rare. Only 52,000 were minted, making it a prized possession for collectors. If you come across a Standing Liberty quarter from the 1920s or earlier, it's worth inspecting closely for its date and condition. Then came the Washington quarter in 1932, a design introduced to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. This iconic design became a standard, and it's still in use today. While most Washington quarters aren't exceptionally rare, a few key dates stand out. For instance, the 1932 D and 1932 S quarters are worth far more than their face value due to their low mintage. Similarly, certain silver quarters minted before 1965, when silver was replaced with a copper-nickel alloy, are valued for their precious metal content. One of the most exciting periods for quarter collectors was the State Quarters program, launched in 1999 and running through 2008. Each state was honored with its own unique design, creating a surge of interest among the general public. While most state quarters are common, some with minting errors can fetch high prices. Look for coins with doubling, missing letters, or off-center strikes. These are the types of errors that drive collectors wild. Now, what makes a quarter from this period so valuable? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and unique characteristics. Coins that are uncirculated, graded highly by professional services, or have rare minting errors are the ones that make headlines at auctions. And now for the moment you've been waiting for: how much could one of these quarters be worth? While most quarters from 1818 to 2003 are worth only their face value, there are rare examples that can sell for jaw-dropping amounts. If you're lucky enough to find one with a unique minting error or in pristine condition, it could be worth as much as $40,000. Yes, $40,000. So, before you dismiss an old quarter as just another piece of change, take a closer look. Whether it's a historic capped bust quarter, a rare seated Liberty piece, or a modern state quarter with an unusual error, you might just have a hidden treasure in your hands. Now, we're diving deep into the USA quarter dollar, a coin minted from 1788 to 2001. While most people think of quarters as everyday pocket change, some of these coins hold incredible historical significance, and can even fetch a small fortune. Let's go back in time to the beginning. The year 1788 marks the ratification of the U.S. Constitution, the foundation of our nation. While quarter dollars weren't minted until 1796, this date signifies the start of the United States' journey to creating its own currency. Early quarters, known as draped bust quarters, were introduced in 1796. These coins were revolutionary, not just as currency but as art. Lady Liberty graces the obverse, with her flowing hair symbolizing freedom, while an eagle spreads its wings on the reverse. Draped bust quarters are rare due to their low production numbers, making them highly sought after by collectors. If you happen to stumble upon one, even in average condition, it could be worth far more than you'd imagine. Fast forward to 1815, when the capped bust quarter was introduced. This coin featured a more refined depiction of Liberty wearing a cap, and it remained in circulation until 1838. These coins are a treasure for collectors, especially those with rare varieties, such as overdates, where the date was stamped twice. Coins like these tell a story of a time when every piece of currency was handcrafted and unique. Then came the seated Liberty quarter in 1838. This design marked a significant shift in American coinage, with a more detailed depiction of Liberty seated with a shield and staff. The seated Liberty quarters underwent several changes over their production years, including the addition of arrows and rays to signify weight changes. Certain years, like the 1870s seated Liberty quarter, are almost mythical in their rarity, with only a handful known to exist. The turn of the 20th century brought new designs, beginning with the Barber quarter in 1892. This coin, created by Charles E. Barber, is often overlooked but contains hidden gems, such as the 1901 Barber quarter, which is one of the rarest and most valuable U.S. coins. If you have a Barber quarter, it's worth taking a closer look at its mint mark and condition. Next came the Standing Liberty quarter in 1916, a true masterpiece in coin design. The early versions of this coin are extremely rare, especially the 1916 issue, which had a very limited mintage. Collectors prize these coins for their beauty and scarcity, making them a valuable addition to any collection. In 1932, the Washington quarter was introduced to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. This design became so iconic that it remains in use today. Early Washington quarters, especially those minted before 1965 when they were made of 90% silver, are worth more than their face value due to their precious metal content. Rare dates, such as the 1932 D and 1932 S, are highly collectible and can command impressive prices at auctions. In the late 20th century, the State Quarters program revitalized the Washington quarter design, starting in 1999. Each state was honored with its own unique design, and millions of Americans began collecting these coins. While most state quarters are common, some with minting errors have become highly valuable. For example, look for quarters with doubled dies, missing letters, or other production mistakes. These errors turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary find. Now, let's talk about what makes these coins truly valuable. It's not just their age or design but also their rarity and condition. Coins in pristine condition, graded as MS-65 or higher, are especially valuable. Even a small scratch or discoloration can significantly affect a coin's worth, so finding one in mint condition is like striking gold. And here's the moment you've been waiting for: just how much could a USA quarter dollar from 1788 to 2001 be worth? While most quarters are worth their face value of 25 cents, rare examples can fetch jaw-dropping sums. If you're fortunate enough to find a coin with a rare minting error or one in exceptional condition, it could be worth as much as $35,000. That's right, $35,000.